Did women turn work into woke? In my opinion, yes. We are living the results of a feminized American society led by women. That's an actual comment left on a New York Times article titled, "Did Liberal Feminism Ruin the Workplace?" And here's what you need to understand. That comment isn't random. It's not an outlier. It is engineered.
Welcome to Charlie's Toolbox, a podcast for women building sovereign, self-led lives. Here, we explore how art, fashion, media, and mindset become tools for power, clarity, and creative direction. This isn't self-help. This is cultural strategy for women who lead themselves.
This is Charlie's Toolbox, and I am your host, Sharice Charlie Taylor. Today, we're talking about a specific genre of journalism that's exploded over the last decade. I call it, "What About the Men?" And on the surface, these articles seem concerned, even compassionate. But when you look at their function, what they actually do in our cultural moment, you start to see something much darker. This episode is about how legacy media manufactures fear, how fear becomes violence, and why that violence always lands on women. I was chatting with a family member about our family reunion when they mentioned that all the younger women should handle the planning. Women are just better at organizing and leading these things, they said. I laughed. Everyone's going to be involved. They heard me and ignored me. I didn't push it. I wasn't going to debate, but I was clear. The old way of doing things is not the norm anymore. A week later, I'm scrolling TikTok. The divine femininity trend is everywhere. Videos describing how being feminine means receiving, resting, and nurturing. The comments are split. Some women saying, "Finally, someone gets it." Others saying, "This is just trad wife repackaged." Then a friend texts me. Her family member is the breadwinner, and she does all the housework because she doesn't want to emasculate her husband. She's proud of this arrangement. She thinks it's the key to a good marriage. My friend and I both rolled our eyes. When you take a step back, you see it everywhere. The fault line between generations, the rift between people who've internalized these roles and those actively rejecting them. But here's the question that matters. Why are people holding on to the old guard with such desperation? And more importantly, who benefits when they do? Quick break, but I need to tell you something, all right? Last week, a woman messaged me. She said, "I had no idea you wrote books. I've been listening for months, trying to piece together how to actually do this by listening to your podcast. And the whole time you had the answer." And when I read that email, I just kind of sat there and started staring at my phone because she's right. I've been so afraid of sounding like I'm selling to you. I have that hipster millennial thing like, I don't want to do that. But when I'm doing that, I hide things that could very well help you. I hide tools. And so here's the truth. This is what I have. I've written 2 books. I've written more books than that, but I have 2 that I love and that are very transformational. How to Decenter Men and The Solo Bloom. They're companion guides, and one teaches you how to decenter men. The other shows you what comes next. I have sold this book to over 10,000 women, and they have read them. They have given me notes. They have, sent me emails thanking me because it has been transformational. I also have a Substack where I publish essays that are too raw or maybe too controversial for anywhere else. Some are free, some are behind a paywall because honestly, some topics require that kind of privacy. So, The links are going to be in the show notes, and I hope you explore the tools that I have to offer. Now let's get back to the episode. Let me show you the pattern. May 13th, 2025, the New York Times publishes It's Not Just a Feeling. Data shows boys and young men are falling behind. 6 days later, May 19th, I founded Girls Who Code. Now I'm worried about the boys. December 16th, 2024, Vox runs, Are Men Okay? Our Modern Masculinity Problem Explained. March 1st, 2025, the Sunday Times in the UK. The Lost Boys, How a Generation of Young Men fell behind women on pay. These articles are factually accurate. The data is real. Boys are falling behind in certain metrics. But here's what they're not telling you. The function of these articles in this specific cultural moment. We're living through the trad wife moment, the incel moment, the red pill, fascist, white supremacist moment. And when these articles drop into that context, the solution people walk away with is not, let me help men transition and evolve. The solution is oppress women. Women become the target. If you're aimless, angry, broke, uneducated, deeply dissatisfied with your life, you can watch a TikTok of women being happy at work and blame them. You can look at messaging that empowers women and blame them. You can join a Discord, a subreddit, a group chat, and make it a woman's problem. And these articles, they stoke that fear. They supply a target for your dissatisfaction. They function as an arm of politics, hiding fascism, patriarchy, white supremacy, and capitalism under the guise of concern. Because let's be real, legacy media is falling in line. They're cutting diverse voices, platforming more conservative talking points, refusing to engage with the truth. They're becoming propaganda. So when they publish these articles, what are they really saying? Is it genuine concern, or is it escalating violence? Does it ask us to find solutions that work for our current world? Or does it create anxiety that ensures we stay at the status quo? Here's what we know. Women have felt the blow of violence since the beginning of time. We've been second-class citizens, illegally barred from our rights, trapped in relationships because our survival depended on it. Our judicial system has failed us. We're finally catching up. We're not surging ahead. We're just catching up because of those centuries of hurdles. We've experienced femicide at alarming rates. But there are no what about the women articles because we're supposed to be forgotten, harmed, beaten, relegated. We're supposed to endure and figure it out. So when will it be men's time to do the same? Here's what these articles are actually engineering: a protection racket. The message is clear. Disrupt gender roles and violence follows. Stay in your lane or men will suffer. And when men suffer, they lash out and women get hurt. It's a threat dressed up as sociology. And I want to be very clear about something. Men are struggling. Yes, they are. That is true. Loneliness is an epidemic that we are all feeling. Economic instability is real. The loss of traditional pathways to meaning is devastating. But the solution is not and will never be women's subjugation. The solution is building new models of masculinity that does not require a subordinate class to function. The same systems oppressing women are also oppressing men. Capitalism doesn't care about your gender. It will extract from anyone. White supremacy promised working class white men a superior position, and when that promise was revealed as a lie, rage followed. Patriarchy told men they'd be providers, protectors, leaders, and when the economy shifted, when women entered the workforce not by choice but by necessity, that story fell apart. So instead of directing rage at the systems, at the corporations, at the wealth hoarding and inequality, the rage gets redirected at women. Because that's easier. That's more immediate. That requires no systemic analysis. That is what you're socialized to do. You're socialized to dehumanize women, blame women, and easily direct your negative feelings towards women. And that's the function. That's what these articles do. They take legitimate male suffering and aim it like a weapon. So what do? First, we name it. Every time you see one of these articles, ask yourself, what is the function of this piece? Does it serve me? Who does it serve? What behavior does it encourage? The second thing you do is you refuse the frame. Men's struggles and women's liberation are not in competition. That's the lie. We can hold both truths at once. Men need support and women need freedom. These are not contradictory. Third, we build alternatives. New models, new stories, new pathways that don't require oppression to function, because that is a reality and that can be a reality. And finally, and this is for the women listening, we refuse to shrink. We refuse to dim our lights to make someone else comfortable. We refuse to accept that our progress is a problem. We refuse to take a step back. We refuse because we've just begun. We've just barely begun, and they're already terrified by what we are doing. So, thank you all for listening. The links to everything, my books, my Substack, all of it are going to be in the show notes and in the description box. And on that note, you all take care. Bye. That concludes our exploration for today. I hope this conversation has sparked something within you. A new insight, a challenge to the status quo, or a deeper connection to your own radical vision. Remember, Charlie's Toolbox is more than a podcast. We are a cultural studio, a movement, a revolution. If you're ready to dive deeper, to access exclusive tools, and to build alongside a powerful assembly of visionary women, visit charliestoolbox.com to discover the Radical Atelier. Thank you for listening. Until next time, keep crafting your sovereignty.